Alright, so shall we begin? Okay, so we'll continue with the previous document, okay, in which when we prepared our proposal, alright, we come up with this table, right? Remember this table? Alright, in which this table, okay, we will have, okay, this table is actually to help us to prepare our proposal and also to determine, okay, in terms of the tools and also the methods how we can collect our data, right? So assuming that we have already determined the objectives, right, for chapter 1, and here we just ignore chapter 2 that is on the literature review. We straight jump to the third chapter that is on the research methodology, okay, and based on these objectives, okay, we have decided, okay, on the tools to be used, and then you start to design your questionnaire, right, your questions here. Okay, so let's say, okay, this is what you are going to do, okay, in which this is related to the statistics paper, right? And the first objective here is to find out the students' perceptions, okay, towards ABC paper, right? So make it clear for you. Okay, and these are the two questions that, okay, these are the two questions that we have decided, in which we think these two questions can answer, or okay, we can achieve this objective number 1 through these two questions, and we distribute the questionnaire. All right, now what we are going to do is to analyze the data, and then based on the data analysis, we will come up with conclusions and recommendations, right? So this part, okay, this is chapter 1. We skip chapter 2 on literature review, and then this is under chapter 3, research methodology, right? So we have prepared this during the proposal stage, all right? And your supervisor approve your proposal, you can collect your data. Assume that you have already collected the data. Your data, you have the data in front of you. So how are you going to analyze this data? Right. So we go back to this table. Right? We go back to this table, and we will deal with the data according to the objectives. Right, according to the objectives. So let's say the number of students who, okay, or the number of respondents who written your questionnaire is, okay, let's say, to make it easy, perhaps, okay, okay, we have this number, okay, let's say 100, make it easy, right? But whatever you want to report, okay, the report must be based on the actual number you receive. Okay, so let's say in your proposal you mentioned, okay, I wanted to have 200 respondents, and you distributed your questionnaire, and then you collected your questionnaire only 150 respondents. Then your report must be based on that 150, not based on 200. Okay, so for the purpose of this exercise, okay, let's say, okay, we make it 100. Why? It is easy. 100, 1%, 1%. Okay, right. So 100, and we decide that how we want to analyze this. Okay, we want to compare between male and female. Right? Remember last time I mentioned to you, when you design your items, especially for the respondents, okay, background, we have to think how are we going to use the information provided by our respondents? If you ask them, okay, how old are you? Okay, I am 15 years old, for example. How I'm going to use that data in my report? If I don't want to use, I do not know how to use that. So it is much better if we skip that kind of question, because we don't want to waste our time, right? Okay, so we have here, let's say male students, okay, we have 35, and female students we have 65. This is the real situation, right? In which female students outnumbered the male students. 40 students, we have only 10 male students, and a few of them are missing today. Right? Okay. So these are the respondents, and based on this, we are going to analyze. All right. So here we look at the first question. Okay, do you like statistics? Yes or no? Okay, so this is question 1. All right, so perhaps I will insert one table. Right, insert one table. Where is it? Insert one table. Okay, this is okay, male, female, and also the total number. Okay, so let's say this is a table. Okay, this table is for question 1. So what do we do next is to transfer our data from the questionnaire into a table like this one. Okay, so this is yes, this is no, right? And we have here male, we have female here, and this is the total, right? This is the total, and also this one is for total, right? Okay, so we have a table here. So assuming that, okay, we have this data, okay, out of 35 male students, respondents, okay, I need your number. How many says yes? 8. Okay, the rest would be no. This one, the total should be, male should be 35, female should be 65, then we will get 100. Okay, give me a number. Yeah, 10. Okay, 10. 55. So we have the total number here 18, and this is 80, 82. Okay, by looking at these numbers, okay, how do we interpret this? Okay, how do we interpret this? Just looking at this number, right? We have the numbers now, right? All right. First, we can see, okay, from the total overall, right? Overall, okay, in which 18 respondents said that they like statistics. Okay, this is a question. Copy this. Okay, do you like statistics? This is the question. You can see, okay, it can be seen here that, okay, 18 out of 100 respondents said that they like statistics, whereas 82 of them said no, they do not like. Right. So here we are actually working on this part, data analysis here. Alright, we are working on this part here. So we just, okay, but in your report, okay, you don't have to include this table, right? This is how we prepare our report. Do not include this table into our report, right? We are going to separate them into chapters. Okay, so here we have the data. Okay, now we can convert this into percentage. This is the simplest way, right? So we can have total here, okay, or the overall result for this data, 18 out of 100, meaning 18% of respondents, okay, like statistics, all right, and 82% do not like. Okay, it is not like button in which you click on, right, for your Facebook, right? Like. Okay, 18, right? Do not like statistics. Okay, so this is the overall male plus female, right? Male plus female. Okay, so here when you write your discussions, okay, when you write your discussion, so this is findings. Okay, so you are going to refer to the table and you write a few sentences. So here at least you have on 1 or 2 sentences to describe the table, in which your focus is on the overall, okay, on the overall, okay, result of this part. Now we can also talk about male and female, right? We can talk about male and female, in which, okay, male, so you need to use calculator, right, to calculate. Okay, now the common mistake is we have 100 here. So if you want to know what is the percentage here, what is the base number? Is it 35 or 100? If you want to talk about these male respondents, 60, 35, sorry, 35. So 8 out of 35, sorry, 8 out of 35, okay, it is equivalent to okay, 8 divided by 35. Alright, what is the answer? Not available. The answer is not available. Limited access. Oh, why? Oh, I forgot to pay my bill. Okay. 77% not like. Alright, okay. And for the female, okay, we can do the same thing. So we have this raw data, okay, and then we have already transferred, okay, convert into percentage, right? And then, okay, so when we write this, okay, when we write the findings, when we discuss the findings, all right, this can be in one paragraph, but that one paragraph will include the overall result, the overall situation. Okay, we have 100 respondents. What is the general perception? All right, and then we can go to more detailed discussion by looking at this male and female. All right, because sometimes, okay, sometimes the overall, yes, okay, majority of the respondents said no, they do not like statistics. Okay, they do not like statistics. But when we go into detail, actually only one group, okay, only one group of the respondents influence the overall, the overall result. For example, okay, if we can perhaps, okay, male here, okay, do not like very high, and the female here, let's say, okay, those who click or tick on no is less. Alright, but because of the number of male is bigger compared to the female, then that result from the male will influence the overall result. And we'll see that overall, okay, yes, most people, majority of the respondents do not like statistics. But if we go to detail based on gender, right, based on gender, we will be able to see that, okay, male, yes, most of them do not like statistics, but for female, most of them are actually love statistics very much. So, when we go for that detail, okay, we can look into a better understanding of the issue. Alright? Any questions? Do you have any question? People at the back? Have any question? Do you have exam today? No, right? So you cannot function today because no exam. Okay. So it is good that we can compare between male and female, or between, for example, not only gender, perhaps if you want to compare between faculty, for example, okay, or between batch, or if you want to compare, okay, this group of people are from, previously they were from matriculation centers. You compare with these people from polytechnic, for example. Is there any difference in terms of their perception? That is also possible. Alright? Okay. And we will do again, okay, for the other questions. Right? For the other questions. Right. And then, okay, this part is the conclusion. Alright? So how do we make conclusion? Okay. This data analysis and findings, this is in chapter 4. Conclusions and recommendations, they are in chapter 5. Okay, they are in chapter 5, these two parts. But the order would be, you have the data first. Based on the data, you conclude. Based on the conclusion, you recommend. Alright? Okay. So conclusion here. What is the conclusion? Okay, when we come up with conclusion, we don't have to put numbers anymore. Okay, we don't have to put numbers anymore. Okay, so here, for example, okay, this conclusion is what? 18% of respondents say they like, 82% do not like statistics. What is the conclusion? How you summarize this? Majority of the respondents, okay, majority of the respondents, okay, do not like, okay, statistics, or majority of the students hate statistics. Right? Do not like, it means hate. Okay, so majority of the respondents do not like statistics. Okay, so that is one conclusion that we can make from the overall. Okay, and since this male and female is also the same actually, okay, so we use the same conclusion, so we don't have to. But in the case that, as I mentioned just now, most of the male respondents do not like, most of the female respondents do like statistics, but due to the number, okay, the difference in number, perhaps the overall, okay, the overall result will be influenced by what is there. All right, okay, and if we go, okay, male respondents do not like, but female respondents, more than half, let's say more than half of the respondents, female respondents do like, okay, statistics. So you can have another conclusion. Okay, although most of male respondents, right, do not like statistics, okay, majority of, or most, okay, more than half, majority, 3/4, okay, you can use those terms, okay, depending on the number. Majority of female respondents do love statistics. Very much. Okay. Right, we can have one or two conclusions. Right, we can have one or two conclusions for every. Right. So this is the conclusion for this objective. If we go back to this objective to find out the student's perception towards APC paper, now we have the answer. Okay, now we have the answer. How do we get the answer? From this table, from our questionnaire, we analyze. Now we know that 18% of my respondents like statistics, 82% do not like. That is answering, giving us the answer for this issue. Alright, and we go more detail. We compare between male and female, how these people are different. Right, let's say here, overall, yes, most of them do not like, but compare between male and female students like statistics compared to the male. Alright, so these are the conclusions that we can make. So we are answering. If you are able to do this, okay, you are dealing with this objective, then your research is fine. Okay, your research is fine. Right, now done with this, okay, straight away we come up with recommendations. Now we know the situation. So how do we recommend? What do we recommend? Recommendations, suggestions. Now we know that majority of students do not like. So what kind of recommendations, suggestions that we can give? For example, to the faculty, to students, to lecturers, based on our conclusion. You can come up with what? Okay, since most of them do not like statistics, I would like to suggest that, okay, students do not have to take statistics papers. That is your suggestion, right? Is it logic? Okay, but we cannot simply, okay, abolish one because of this. Perhaps, okay, we need to give some positive suggestions first, right? Give some positive suggestions. All right. Okay, for example, example? Yeah? Okay. When we come up with recommendations, okay, we have to come up with, okay, we try to focus on to whom this recommendation should be given. Then it is easier for us, right? So, recommendation for lecturers teaching statistics. What recommendation or what recommendations, so that you perhaps can turn this. It is not good, right? In which majority of students do not like the paper. So how do you change this so that most of them will like in terms of lecturers? Okay, the lecturers, they must change. One recommendation is change your lecturers. They must change the way they teach the course. Okay, you give example. How? Because you are giving suggestions. How? Give more examples, more what? Applications perhaps. Real life application, real life problem in which you face every day, for example. Okay, right. You can have 1, 2, 3 recommendations for these lecturers, no problem. If you have more, okay, for example, you have another one is for the faculty. Okay, what would be the recommendations? Perhaps, okay, you think that a camp, a summer camp on statistics, right? Summer camp. So that during this camp, okay, it will be able to change the perception of students, okay, in which statistics is important, statistics is fun, statistics is whatever. All right, okay. So now we have completed the first part based on this question. All right. So if we have 2 questions here, then we will do it again and then come up with conclusion here and also recommendations. And sometimes recommendation we don't have to go through for every single items. Okay, for every single item. Okay, recommendations will refer to these conclusions. What conclusions do we make or offer based on the data? All right.